In the previous episode, we introduced the channel's newest project, a 1971 Alfa Romeo 1750 Veloce. Costing only $1,250, that makes it not only the cheapest Alfa Romeo Spider in the country, but also the cheapest pre-regulation small bumper Alfa Romeo in the country as well. We cleaned up the interior, took it all apart, and then put it all back together. In this episode, we have a look at the engine. We move some very heavy objects. We find Pablo Escobar's hidden stash. And I investigate the damage that can be caused from letting a car sit untouched and unrun for 44 years. The plan for the engine is to get a basic broad look at how it's doing. I want to get the air cleaners off. I want to have a look at the camshafts, see how rusted they are. And then once I have a look at those, I want to get the radiator off. And once the radiator's off, I can get the fan off. And once the fan's off, we can see if it'll turn over. Ultimately, the plan is to take the engine out and to take it apart as far down as I need to take it apart until I am happy with the results. So let's get right into it. Ooh. Oh yeah. Something's been living in there. Nasty. With the air cleaners out, now it was time to take apart the engine to get it to turn over. Oh. And those are looking good. They're a little rusty, but not bad. Oh! Do not. Oh, baby. Oh. That's gonna have to be replaced. That's our thermostat. Yeah. Ready? Oh, it's moving! Oh, yeah. Nice. Oh, and the fuel pumps were moving too. They're moving?
Yeah.
Happy with the way everything was looking and the way the engine was turning over, we started the process of taking the engine out of the car by removing all the bits and pieces that needed to be removed. Yeah.
What you're going for.
What cameras?
Mission, and it doesn't have a drive-through.
You look at the level of the door. Oh, baby. Oh.
So with everything disconnected, I connected the engine up to this unique pulley system we have set up in the garage here, which is actually from a sailboat, and we got ready to take the engine out of the car.
Hold on. With that board.
I think we will want to start pushing the car out.
Yeah, because I should.
Let me get one more. One more?
Good. Down on the back of the board. There you go.
Nice.
This needs...
And push the car back.
Okay, guys.
One more. So there was a long day of wrenching. The engine is out. It's looking amazing. There are a lot of oil leaks, which I sort of think is normal for an Alfa Romeo. Engine bay looks good. There's no rust in there, which is a very happy sight. So we're going to move on to taking the engine apart. But for today, we're going to call it a night and pick back up on this in the morning. That was heavier than I thought it was going to be. Nice, that's off. I am tempted to use this again because there's plenty of life in it. I don't see anything wrong with it. That's a mess. We'll see. We'll see what the budget holds. Oh yeah. Nasty. Really nasty. Oh yeah, that's real. So since this is a fuel pump car, a Spica fuel pump car, it's got, here's the fuel pump on the bottom, and it's running 4 rigid fuel lines up to the intake manifold where the throttle bodies are. So we are going to take these 4 out. So let's do that. This makes me nervous. That one's loose. That's 2. Don't know what this is. Probably, oh, that's, whatever it is, it's disgusting. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's not good. No longer thermostating. Okay. That is bad. I can say that. Yeah, that's not great. Wow. Okay, that's wow. I have. Oh. Oh man. Wow. That is impressive. Oh my God. Coil off. There's one. To get it out, but I think I can get it out now. Yay! With all the parts taken off the engine, it's now time to get the power washer out, spray the engine down with some degreaser, and get all the loose oil off the surface of the engine before we start to disassemble it. Okay, so now that the engine is all clean and pressure washed, we can now start to get into the internals and really see what we got. First step is to drain the oil. I've left the oil in it, kind of helps stop the rust in the internals while it's sitting around in the shop ready to be taken apart. So yeah, let's drain the oil, let's get into it. Not terrible. And a lot of oil. Let's get this oil pan off and see if it's hiding any secrets. Yeah, so look through this, nothing in there that I could find, no metal. Great sign. So here's the crank. This looks great. There's nothing in the sump here. No signs of overheating. These all look really great. Oh yeah. So this is what the oil looks like. So let's see. I mean, it's pretty clean. Surprisingly, not too bad at all. Let's get these. Let's get this valve cover off. Let's take the plugs out. Now we're gonna have to spin the engine so that we can get to the master link on the timing chain. That right there is the master link. That's the master link right there. So let's get at the chain tensioner to make getting the chain off quite a bit easier. Let's take this bolt out. Nope. This should now. There we go. All right, now let's get these cams off. Wow, pretty loose. So that's the one discernible mark right there that I can see, that I can feel. Feel a little bit of something there. Feel absolutely nothing. Yeah, these might be sent away to be polished, but let me show you. Not bad. barely feel something on there. That one's so not perfect. Not perfect. That's okay. This car is not perfect. All right, now let's get these off. See how tight they are. All right, let's get the head off this thing so we can have a look at the bores, the pistons, and the head gasket. Okay, head is off. Looking really good so far. Really happy with the way these look. The bores have no rust on them. That's a huge surprise. Wow. This looks really good. Really happy with this. Not terrible. I don't see any signs of it being that bad. Head looks good, everything's intact, looks to be no damage. Now let's get the valves out to see what the valve seats look like. Hopefully they're not too rusty and they can be salvaged. One step at a time here. So I'm going to use this kit to depress the springs to get the keepers out. These were exceptionally hard to get out and to depress the springs. They were all rusted and stuck, so it was exceptionally hard to film this part, so I just put the camera down and got to work and was very careful. Valves are ready to be taken out. Let's see what they look like. Not bad. No deep pitting. Not bad. Not bad. Dirty. That one looks to be the worst one. And it's not even that bad. So. Let's get the crankshaft pulley off and keep disassembling. Oh, God. My camera stopped running, but that took about 600 pounds of weight to get that off and leverage. All right. I had put the oil pan back on effectively just for safekeeping. So it's got to come back off, and then we can take this front housing off. Okay, so I tried to take the housing off, wouldn't come off. Fairly sure I need to take the oil pump off before I can do that. So let's do that. Ah! That's the end of episode 2. Really happy with the way things are going. I'm gonna leave it here for the teardown because I don't see any reason to go any further. I'm a little bit worried about some of the oil passageways being blocked, but I'm not that worried about the crank. And so since this is a budget build and we have a set budget, it's important to sort of take a grand look at the whole project and say, do we need to go further down? And I don't think I do. I'm sort of happy with the way it's looking. There's nothing warning me, telling me I should go any further. I'm fairly sure that if I pulled the crank out, I'd look at it and it would look just like the cams, and the cams are going right back in this. So I think we've got a great engine to work on. I think the bones of it look great. The bores look great. The valves can be massaged back to life and lapped. There's no serious rust damage that I can find. Thinking about that, there's no reason to take it down. So yeah, this is going to be the most stripped that the block is going to be, apart from a couple small things here and there. In the next episode, parts arrive, the engine is rebuilt, and the engine goes back in the car. Thank you so much for following along. I'm really excited to see this thing run. If you want to see more of this content, please subscribe. If you like this video, leave a like. So yeah, thanks so much. I'll see you in the next video.